He said he was glad I didn't say yes back then. And he smiled when he said it. Like it was just a casual thing you say to someone you haven't seen in 10 years. I almost didn't go to the reunion that night. But my best friend dragged me there, saying it would be fun to see everyone from high school. I spotted him in the corner of the private room, sitting with a group of alumni. I didn't recognize, and for a moment, I almost didn't recognize him either. He caught me staring, and raised his glass with a smile. And I felt like I was 16 again, unsure whether to run or stay. But this time I was an adult, so I walked over. We talked about nothing important for a while, work and weather, and who got married, and who moved abroad. And then he looked at me with those same dark eyes I remembered. "I'm glad you turned me down back then," he said. "Really, I mean it. Because look at us now. We're both fine," and I laughed and nodded. But something in his voice made the hair on my arm stand up. That night, I lay in bed and the sentence kept looping in my head. "I'm glad you turned me down," as if he had rehearsed it, as if he needed me to hear it. I pulled out my high school yearbook and found his photo, and I typed his name into every search engine I knew. But the only result was a profile that had not been updated in 5 years. His digital footprint was too clean. No posts, no comments, no tagged photos. From after the age of 21. And I knew that kind of silence only came from two things. I messaged someone from our class, who used to be close to him, and asked what he was doing now. And the 3 dots appeared and disappeared before the reply finally came. "Do you really not know?" the message said. And I felt my stomach drop before I even read the next line, because nobody asks that, unless they are about to tell you something you wish you never asked. "He went to prison," the message read, "and was released last year." And I stared at the screen until it dimmed and unlocked it again, just to make sure I had read it right. I asked why. And the pause this time was even longer before the reply came. Stalking, the message said. "He stalked a girl from our class for 7 years." I found the court records online the next morning, spending hours scrolling through documents, a legal language that reduced 7 years of someone's nightmare to numbered paragraphs. The girl he stalked was named in the records, and when I read the name I stopped breathing. Because I knew her. She was the quiet girl who sat behind me in 2nd year. Everyone said back then that her family had moved away. But the court records told a different story. She transferred because she was being followed, because every love letter was a threat. I remembered the day I rejected him. He stood in the hallway, looking at the floor before he said okay and walked away. And the next day, he had moved to the seat 2 rows behind mine. But now I understood he had not given up on me. He had simply chosen someone who was easier to reach, someone closer, someone who would not say no. I closed the laptop and sat in the dark, and his voice from that night played again in my head. "I'm glad you turned me down back then." And I finally understood what he really meant. I'm glad you turned me down, because if you had said yes, I would never have found out what I am capable of. And now I know.